Okay, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining. And we've got a new live sessions schedule this week, starting this week with Les Gallagher and myself. So look at if you're a member of the VIP team training, look at the live session schedule. I will be doing Tokyo now, and it's the early hours of Monday morning, UTC +1. I'm UTC +2. And then Les will be on tomorrow. We're going to alternate it basically. Then me on Wednesday, Les on Thursday. Me early hours of Friday morning. Okay. And we found an excellent Nigerian young educator called Kenbury Mo, who has the double blessing strategy. So we've both been watching his videos, and I'm going to go through some of his analysis. Now, there are three, again, it's still Cashtrap, of course. I think I'm going to sneeze, so excuse me if I do. There are three types of analysis. First of all, we have the fundamentals, which is our Forex factory. So you can see that Australian dollar is on holiday today, so that could affect volume in the market. Chinese bank holiday, and that's about it for today. And then we have what's called sentimental analysis, which is what the market believes that it's going to do, and that's reflected in currency strength. So we can see that the Australian dollar is stronger than the GBP. Let me just get my right page. I've made some notes here. Followed by the euro and USD at parity in the middle, and then Japanese yen as one of the weakest. And then we come over to our technical analysis, which is what happens on our charts. Now, I've marked this up because this is what Kenbury has been going through. So you know what they say, invest, learn, teach. I've invested in myself with this for my future and my family's and the community's future. I've learned it, or I'm learning it, always a student, and now I teach it. So this is what I want to go through. So it's fairly new to me using this type of analysis. He's on a 3-minute fixed time. It's still the 5-minute hourglass. So I'm going to be looking at USD JPY. Here it is on hourglass. Now what we can see here, let's go back to it, is that the US dollar is at 27 and the Japanese yen is at 16. Now what we have got is we had a big candle up here. Just put my time zone on correctly. Big candle up here at sort of in Sydney, and then you can see that the Bollinger Bands have got very, very tight. So the market at the moment is in consolidation. It's not trending, although if you look at the currency strength meter, then what we could do is draw a line from here to here, and we can see that it's if you get more than one touch point, it's broken it there, and it's broken it here. So I'll lock that on there. So I've got a touch anchored down there, and I've got a touch on the corner there, and I've got one there, and I've got one here. So we can see that the market is now reversing on the 5 minutes. It's just come off that point, which is the top side of that Bollinger Band, but we've still got the currency strength there. So this one might not work out. I might take this one on demo, but what I want to do, because I should be back trading today. So let me think. Les will be on at 10 a.m. UTC +1 for London session. I'll be doing Tuesday's London session. He'll be doing Wednesdays, I'll be doing Thursdays, he'll be doing Fridays. So we've kind of alternated it to split the sessions. And if you want New York session, then we've got Taylor Marks. And I know this week they're doing some more London sessions, they said. So we'll see how we get on. So on USD JPY, what Kenbury Mo does, I think he's channel 100, fabulous young man. This video is absolutely great that Les found. So he starts with the daily, and this is This is if you get your technical analysis correct. Then you can have every confidence in your trades. And what we're looking at in particular is the hourly and the 15-minute. So I've marked the top where the probe was on the previous candle on USD JPY. And then I've done it as a zone. Now I like a black background, so mine are in white, my little rectangles, but you might have a white background, and these then would be in black. But I've got the body of the candle, which represents the open, and it probed down. So I've drawn it as a little zone. Now what we do know, now the market isn't trending. This is market open, remember. I've not done Sundays. I used to do it on Forex, but I've not done Sundays market open on Cashtrap. I know Matty will be on later. But if we were in a trending market, then if a previous ceiling becomes a floor, which is equivalent to support and resistance, then we know in a trending market, you know, we're good to go around that area for a call. But we do know at the moment, when I come down the lower time frames, that USD JPY is consolidating. So I may move to something else, but this is the one I was marking up beforehand, and I was just running through his video again. So you look at the previous candle on the daily. I've got a ceiling there marked in red, and then the top of the wick where it probed up. And then I've done that as a little box because it's only a tiny, tiny wick. Then you take the current candle, do the same thing again, draw your lines. So we're going to end up with some numbers, but we're going to be looking predominantly, obviously at the 5-minute and the 15-minute, but this will give me my zones. So I know that it, the lowest it came down to was here today on the daily so far. So again, I've drawn lines of resistance in red and support in blue. Then from the daily, he comes down to the hourly. Don't bother with the 4-hourly. And again, it's the same thing. We're going to look at the previous candle, which is that little green one. I've drawn a line at the top there. And then down here, where the wick went to, and then the body is just in that zone that I had on the daily. So that works out quite well. And again, same thing for the current candle. It just happens to be along the same zone for the body and the wick. And then for the upside of the hourly on the blue candle, I'm going to put a new one on. It's still moving, of course, but I'm going to put it there because that's where it is at the moment for our upper level. And the body is still moving, but you can see it's round about our quarter theory. That's acting as a natural line. So I'm going to leave it just like that. Then down to the 15-minute. Now, the 15-minute is a critical area, and this is what Kembury Mo was teaching us, because if we know on the 15-minute what's happening, then we can get more confident with the trade. Now, as I say, I've only watched his videos 1.5 times. I need to watch it again to make that point. But can you see here how this line, the green dotted line, matches up exactly with one of our lines of resistance? So you know confidently on technical analysis that price is wicking off that area on the 15-minute, and it doesn't like it. So that gives me a top line on the 15-minute of 759. And we can see here that it is down in my little boxed zone, which I drew on the higher level. Then I'm going to come to the 5-minute. And at this point, I'm going to go to Cashtrap. So again, can you see how our longer time frames, we've got our nice little zones of ceilings. Now, if it was in an upward trend, we'd want this ceiling here, this line of resistance, and the box zone at around 717, the price over here, to then become a floor, but it's not doing that. As you can see, it's now pushing down. We did have consolidation. This is not a trending market, so I may move to look at another pair. And in fact, on our divergence, we can see it says, oh, sorry, I haven't got hidden bear. I've only got bear there. So it's moving down, and this was our lower level on the daily, which gives us that bottom range. In fact, it's pushed past our hourly now. Let me come back up to the hourly. Just remind myself so price now is pushing down. So this blue line is moving, isn't it? So it's not holding on the hourly. So by doing that, because it's breaking that structure, we know that price is on the turn. It's no longer going up, even though the currency strength meter had the US dollar as stronger here and the Japanese yen as a great deal weaker. If we come now to HourGlass, we can see that in fact what's happened is from when we opened this session a few minutes ago, we're now after we're at the open of Tokyo 4 minutes ago, we can see the US dollar's lost strength. It's down at 33. I think it was up at 60, wasn't it, or something? And the Japanese yen is 20. This is our trend line that I drew. I think I locked it on, yeah. And from drawing the trend line, if you get 2 or 3 touches, you can have them touch either side. I've got it touching to the top side there and to the bottom side there. So you can have touches either side, but you can see clearly that on the 5-minute price has broken the trend. So it's done a break and a retest back to that Bollinger Band. And in fact, it wants to drop. Now, what does this also tell us? Our 200 moving average is still along the bottom. So it's not a brilliant trade for us by any stretch of the imagination. And in fact, it's given us a call at the moment. So if we also look here, these are our momentum indicators. We want price to touch these top red lines in strategic terms for the best possible trade. So no trade for me on the call from the analysis I've just given you. I would rather wait until, if I come to the 5-minute, until I get price back up at this previous ceiling on the bodies, which is the volume in the market, the actual sales or buys, the wicks of probes. This is where the money is finished. So we can see it has in fact pushed up off that zone. So what I was going to say was I want it, well, it's quite moving quite fast. Let's come back to HourGlass. So, and you see the US dollars jumped up there, 46 to 29. So it's still bearing out that it wants to go up. It's respected those mid lines, but I'm thinking it wants to, because remember we had that previous line before here, 759, and here it is off that natural zone with a quarter point where I could have drawn one of my lines, but I said to you I wasn't going to bother because at 750, I know that that's 750, I know that that's a line. So if I write down 750, I know it's a line of resistance because we saw how it wicked off and respected it. And then at this level, we've got 759. Okay, so once you do this kind of strategic analysis, then you know on your lower time frames that you'll be good to go if everything aligns on your Cashtrap for getting in for that put or the call if it's going the other way. So at the moment, it's bust up through back up through my trend line. It's respected this zone absolutely. And it's a blue buy candle. It's probed up to the quarter point, but it hasn't got the volume on it. So it's trying to see if there are any more buyers up here. But we can see on that very long wick there that it is, you know, it's turning, isn't it? So it's now respecting, you see these wicks here? It's respecting that 733. So I'm on the 5 minutes. I'm going to write down 733 as well, and I'm going to go back to the 15-minute. 15-minute candle. So I've got 8 minutes left. This is a 15-minute candle. 4 of these in the hour, and this is really just wicks here. Is what you call a doji candle. So 1, 2 indecision candle opens at the open and close of the indecision candle and says, do you know what, I want to have another go at going up, and it says call there. But here we have hidden bear. So because of this wick here and because of it respecting these levels back here, I'm not entirely convinced that it wants to carry on and make a trend upwards, even though at the moment the US dollar is stronger. Now, I don't know. I can only draw lines on the chart and see, you know, say what I see. And I've drawn my lines here, and it has broken through that, but this is a critical area of resistance, 759 and 750 on the 15-minute. So it looks like it wants to push up here to the 15-minute, but if we got a put at 15 minutes past, then I would take it for a put. This is a fairly new way of describing the strategy. For those of you that have come on a little bit later, this is called Kenvery Mo. He's channel 100, fabulous, very talented young Nigerian. And this is his double blessing strategy. And it's just the technical analysis. It's a fantastic instructional lesson. Les and I have watched the videos twice. I've watched them 1.5 times. Les has watched them twice. He told me about them. And we want to teach this because it was incredibly powerful. And he took a call and a put. And they just, ran away. They were just absolutely superb trades. So I should be rewatching those videos. So you can see here, prices at 7.5. It's around about that quarter point. Respecting it, it's just pushing up there. Let me have a look on the hour, back on the hourly, and we can see our candle close on the hourly. It's still respecting that level. I've got 5 minutes to go on the I'm going back to the 15-minute, and you see how it's wicked off there. It's wicked off that. Oh, as I said, that it's just busting through a bit. So let's go back to HourGlass. That's given us a put. We've got US dollar stronger again, 69 to Japanese yen at 26. So it's come back the other side of our trend line. So that is now doing this. So what we've got is a retest back to this line, but we've had a very strong 5 minutes past the hour. On the 5-minute, it's carried on the very strong, solid open. It's off that Bollinger Band there. That's at market open. And remember, this is Sunday night. I've traded this session before many times on Forex, but not on Cashtrap for, usually wait for Matty Pips in the early hours of the morning. So what we can see here is we've got the cross down, we've got the cross down, we've got all the reds in our favor, but I'd like to wait for the 15-minute. Because that's the more powerful turn, the 15, the 30 and the 45. It's at 737. It called it at 752, which was off the quarter point, the quarter theory. And we haven't got currency strength in our favor for a put. So and you see it's wicking off it. So it's more risky, much more risky. Although that looks like a very nice trade, 1 point, 2 points, the put and the arrow 3 points, off the Bollinger Band 4 points. We know price will struggle around a quarter point in particular, very strong line of support and resistance, the 750. It can struggle for a while, but look at the currency strength as well. So because of the currency strength, where the US dollar has gained strength again, and this big, strong engulfing buy candle, see that long wick there? So there's the red. It tried to push up. It couldn't do it there at market open, but it's done it here. So I'd rather wait for a pullback. Now I'm looking on here at 712 off this midline for the 15-minute. So let's see where our floors are, our blue lines on our technical chart on the 15-minute. Have I got a 712 area? Well, I've got a 717. And it's down wicking off the 703. So it does say hidden bear there, which is a bit of a cause concern, but let's come to the 5 minutes. There's no hidden bear on the 5-minute. So here we've got, and I'll probably take this for, what I'm going to do actually is come over to, this is a new, I'm going to come over to my demo because this is a slightly new way of describing it, of sort of training, and I'm going to take it on demo just to see how we get on. USD JPY. I want it on 3 minutes. Now this is a fixed time. on pocket option, you don't get the option of rollover, but Ken Bremo does fixed time 3 minutes anyway. I haven't tried it fixed time on Cashtrap, as you know, Matty and Taylor Marks. So we've got 755. It's nowhere down near our 713, 717. If I come to the 1 minute, now he doesn't come to the 1 minute at all. Still got 1 minute to go before. So it's nowhere down near, I'd like it down, there's that 733. There's a little paler line there at 740. Put it back on the 5 minute. And let's see what the 15 minute is doing. So as I say, this is new to me, but what he says is if you're on demo and you're learning, then what we're going to do is take a trade on demo at the 15 minute anyway. So it's wicked off that level. It's a very strong buy candle on the 15 minute. It can't get past that 759 sort of range on the 15 minute. So I think it'll be a call. You see how it's struggling on our quarter theory in this area between 759 and 750. Let's see what HourGlass tells us in 2 seconds. It's going to give us another put. It's given us a call at 742. So I'm just going to take the trade so that we see how we get on. But I wouldn't do that on a live account. What I'm doing is, because when you're on demo, when you're fairly new and you're building your confidence, you want to be taking trades on demo and talking out loud and saying to yourself, why did I take this trade? Whose analysis did I follow? Have I watched Ken Brez's videos a couple of times? Have I drawn it up the way he said? Because it's so successful, it's phenomenal. And I know that he probably wouldn't take this trade because it's not hit the Bollinger Bands here, and he wouldn't like it still being up at that level. He wants it to come right down to the green line and then go. He said he's a patient trader. He's a strategic trader. He would call this a fast finger trader. Doesn't mean to say we're going to lose. It looks like we're going to win. 3 minute fixed time, but he likes to wait for these big pullbacks and then go. He wants it off the RSI and the stochastic. There's your stochastic, and this bottom one's the RSI. So I've taken it still off that top line where they're red. He would want to take calls where he's got 4 greens, where he's got it off the green on the RSI, the green on the stochastic, the green on the Bollinger Band, and the currency strength in his favor. So if we go back to how we're doing on our trade, we are in profit. We're deep in profit. It's at 769, so it's bust through that 759 area, which I wrote down off the 15 minute. And if you remember Evan Cabral's market timing, where he does the hour to the half hour, where he says price will turn, it's like, you know, the clock, 15 minutes. So it goes, price will change direction, but the stronger changes are on the hourly candle and the half hour. I've taken this trade on the 15 minute. So if I use that analogy then from market open at 2 a.m. my time, I would expect price to, as we saw with the currency strength meter, which is our sentimental analysis, what the market thinks the market's doing, to go up for the half hour and then to look at a turn for the put. But we've got things like that quarter theory, and we saw that the market was consolidating. It wasn't trending. So we like to take, remember that phrase, the trend is your friend. We like to take our trades with the trend. So that's why it was a bit more of a riskier trade. You can see it's maintaining round about the 769, but we're deep in profit because we got in at the 748, which is that quarter theory, 750, 748, because I saw that big blue bullish engulfing candle and the currency strength meter. We'll just let that one clear. That's going to clear, and that's cleared. So deep into profit on that trade. And let's go back and have a look at what happened here. So there was our top line. It held on. I could have drawn, as you know, one of my own lines, but I chose to use the orange dotted, which was there for us. This is the 5 minute. Let's look on the 15 minutes. So it did hold. It respected quarter theory, and it's carried on up. So it's pushing up past that 759. It's now breaking structure on that top level that we identified before. And here, indeed, on the 5 minute, it's now come up with hidden bull. Why didn't that come on before? It didn't come on before because I think all indicators are lagging. So, but as indeed the trend is still up. Okay, the trend is still up. So we're now trending upwards. So we want to be taking calls. And what Kenbury teaches is that the previous ceilings, when they become a floor, then you're good to go for your call in a trending market. So what we would like to see, but I doubt it's going to come back to that because it's off this line now, is that it would come back to 733 for a call, because that was the previous ceiling on the technical lines that we drew up. And this is a very important candle. So we are now at 20 past. So what we're going to do is draw, he didn't do this, I'm drawing this, a line at half past just to remind us. Sorry about all the colours, I'll just lock that on. So that will be our half hour. And what we'll say to ourselves is, you know, will price turn like Evan Cabral's market timing and then come back down? If it does that, then we could take a put. But if the currency strength is still so strong, US dollar, like this, there, US dollar, Japanese yen right down the bottom. You might be using currency heat map on your phone, which is a bit more sensitive than mine. I think that's a better one to use. You know, the currency strength, if it's so strong, let's have a look at it again. US dollar 60 to Japanese yen 23. So when you see price still calling a put, it's bouncing off the Bollinger Band. I always say it's like the Dodgem car against it's hit the edge of the rink. You know, it's because of the algorithms, but that doesn't mean to say that you want to be taking the puts if price is trending. And we can now see price is trending. We've got enough touches off our trend line, and the currency strength meter is so strong. We haven't got the DXY coming up. And, you know, what we want now really is not to trade that put. It's more risky, but to wait for price to come back. There's 714, 715. But as we've said, we've got, I'm going to put this line on at 750, a very strong area of support and resistance, which of course is our quarter point, and it respected that perfectly, didn't it? So I think price is going to carry on up, and look at our 200 moving average right down the bottom. Now, when Kendry is looking at trades, as I say, he wants all four green. He doesn't really like to take, you can do, it's just he's what you got called fast fingers, but he likes to be patient. He likes to be very patient and what he calls very strategic. But you can take these trades if they're wicking off this quarter theory for technical analysis for a call, because of everything that I have just said. So what we're going to do is another, that's at 755. It says put, but you can see how it's wicked off it. So what, and it's a blue candle behind it. So if you add up your points, what have you got going for you? You've got 1 point, which is the put and the red arrow. The points don't add up, do they? The points do not add up. So this is not a trade at all in any stretch of the imagination at 22 minutes past. So at 25 past, in fact, we're probably better off waiting for the half hour to see if we get a pullback. But equally, I'd probably move and look to another pair now, because I think, well, it's strongly trending up. I've got, you know, I just want to be patient. So I want another call on the half hour, because price can choose not to turn on the half hour. If there's something very strong going on, it can go it doesn't always happen. It can go all the way up, or it can go for a pullback at 35 past or 40 past, come back to hit the quarter point, or come back to hit this midline or the trend line, and then go up from there. But what we can be sure of is we do have our zones. So I know that my zone is going to be about 733. Let me look on HourGlass, see where that is. 712, 733 is, exactly round about where the previous ceiling is. So you could put that on here and lock it on using your red lines that Cashtrap gives you. It's given us that at 7:30, so that's brilliant. That's our zone. Mark it in blue, then your subconscious knows what you're looking at. Don't be sloppy with your lines. Make sure, because then your subconscious learns without having to consciously think about it. I always say it's like driving a car. So if we're going to take another call on this, we would like it to come back to that red line, which is now hidden below the blue line. I just show you where it is, just move it slightly. So you've got one there at 725, and then you see this line here. That's your previous ceiling. So you want that ceiling to become a floor in a trending market for your best chance, your best probability of a call. So I'm going to take another demo when it reaches half past for a call off that sort of area. Now, is there another area? Well, there's this area here, because can you see how that sell candle wicked off there and then opened? There's that market. So there's that candle open there. Actually, it's breaking that now. So hopefully we might get it down on the half past. What we're looking for is around about 7:30. 7:30 for a call. We haven't got the stochastic or the RSI getting down as far as the greens, which is what Kendry likes to see. We've got currency strength so strong on the US dollar. It's much better to be patient and wait for the calls, because as Kendry says, if you miss the trade, you don't miss your money. If you miss the trade, you don't miss your money. So that's why patience pays. So we've got a call at 25 past, and it's called it at 7:44. Let's come back to our 5-minute area here. So it's just on that quarter point area. So we had a, I'm not going to take this because it's 25 past, but if you read the candles, I'm on the 5-minute. Then we had open of a sell candle where the buy candle closed. That was our market open here. That's the body. It probes down, but that's the body of the volume of the trades in the market. Closed there. It opened where it closed, so it tried to push up. It then opened for a sell where it closed on the buy and pushed down, and it's selling again. It's opened where the previous one closed. But can you see this is natural? You see how it struggles around about these very strong lines. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've had quite a lot of moves along this area, and price will struggle, and then pop either way, depending on which way the market's going. So if we look at the 1 minute, then we'll see, you can see how it's playing off that line. And at the bottom of our candle close, at 26 minutes past, it's 748 on the trading view. So this is natural because it's such a strong area of support and resistance. So let's look what the 15-minute is doing. And what we can see on the 15-minute is that we had a probe down, a strong bullish engulfing candle with a probe up. It opened below though, didn't it? And this is such a critical area with a wick off. So I think that in the 15-minute, and there's hidden bear. I think price now wants to come down, and we'll see US dollar weakening, because can you see that probe up to 770? This is the 15-minute, remember, and a very strong open candle. So actually, I'm not sure I want to take any more calls on this. And you can see on the 5-minute, the wick through, it's struggling, isn't it, on the 5-minute? I don't like that anymore although it says hidden bull on the 5-minute. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm not one of these, educators on Go Live. This is on the, let's go to the hourly then. So here's our hourly at the 27 minutes past. So we did have a fantastic flat bottom opening, a small wick there, a small sell candle. It opened there. So on the hourly, it's still going up. So the ones to pay attention to are the hourly and the 15-minute, and ideally where they align is a great way to think about taking the trades. But we've got these lines of resistance here, 761, which was round about our 759, if you remember, and I can see my candle close channel at the top there. So it looks like it is struggling at this 760 area when we marked that up on our longer time frames, if you remember. I think that was our daily, and this was our hourly. Back to the 15 minutes. So and it's wicking off that area. So I'm going to see what happens on the half past. I'm now going to look at HourGlass. You see that range there? So this top range we know is at 760, that's 759 critical area. So it's playing all in that area, just bumbling along, can't kind of hack it getting further up. So let's look on HourGlass, and there it is reflected on the 5 minute, but it has been held by that is still moving up. It has been held by that, with US dollars 50 to Japanese yen 26. It's dropped slightly. So this is getting more risky to me on the half hour. But what we'll do is, I'm not sure actually if I do want to take another call on this. It is holding that line on the 5 minute, but it is wicking off it as well. And we know this 750 is such a strong area for price to have to break through. And we've seen a slight weakening in the US dollar. So if you're seeing this sort of thing going on, just leave it and say to yourself, I'm going to come back when it starts trending downwards, if indeed that's what it's going to do. What is the point of taking risky trades? As Kenbury says, if you miss the trade, you don't then miss your money. And that's the key thing. And it's about getting your confidence. So to me, I'm saying, I don't think I even want to take this on demo, because I think I want to wait for this to now turn and start to be in a downward direction, because there was hidden bear there. It got all these wicks off these Bollinger Bands. Now here's a put. So we might take a put. I'm on the half hour then at 755. It's given us a put, but that would be a more risky trade. But let's try it just so that we see, what is happening. I've got 7.7. Oh, did you see that drop? And I pressed that button and it hasn't got me in. I pressed that button, okay, and nothing happened. Right, I'm sure I pressed that button properly. Oh, I've missed it now. 757. Right. Oh, okay, it's done it now. I'm sure I pressed it. So I'm in at 760, slightly out of whack with what I was going to do. I was going to get in round about there, but never mind. So it's demo. So this is the thing, this is 3 minute fixed time. It will always give you round about the 3 minutes. You don't have to adjust anything. I like it set on 3 minutes. Just use your plus. If you are on pocket option, use your plus sign there. I like to see it in the 3 minute. We know our quarter point is down here. We know it's been struggling at this level. So really this is to show us just how more tricky, even though it's on the half hour. Oh, now what we have got there, well, let's just bust through it. I was going to say we've got our bat ears here. So it did like a double top, but it's pushed past that. So it does still want to carry on up, even though the US dollar weakened slightly. It was struggling to get through quarter theory. It's decided to carry on up, and it'll probably carry on up. So I'm probably going to lose this trade. It's going to carry on up to the hour. So the point I'm making is, when you start to see things that you don't like, then stay out the trade. Don't try and force a trade and think, oh, this is what it's doing, and the first one won, so I'll take another one. Because of everything I've said, it's more risky. Why would you want to bother? Because you're looking to get to a stage where you take 2 or 3 robust winning trades off your technical analysis each day at an order size that's going to see you comfortably compound your account. And you can do 2 or 3 sessions a day if you want, but don't do them for more than an hour, and don't take more than 1, 2 or 3 trades. And if you're on demo and you're learning, it's fine to do what I've done, as long as you understand what you're doing and say, well, I learned from that because I'm learning from this, and saying, would I have liked to take this trade on a live account? And the answer is no, I wouldn't have liked to have taken this trade on a live account on a put. I most certainly wouldn't, even though it's probably going to win. 760. So again, we're back round that quarter theory point. I always call it quarter theory, quarter. It's just shooting up. So this is the volatility around that. So I've got one, if you look up here, it's paying out at 70%. Got 1 minute 9 left in the trade. I was slightly late in it because I thought I'd clicked the button hard enough and it didn't take it. So these lines down here, cancelled session tonight for chairman retreat. So Cashtrap, no session tonight, just so you know. So these lines are running in parallel on this indicator, and they work the opposite way. So I want the red line to be going up. I want to see the red line at the top, which tells me my price is in profit. So you can see how the red line is now just about crossing. This is the ADX. So I think if I'd been a bit in a bit earlier, we might get this, but 766, 765, this isn't going to clear, I don't think, unless it does a spike down. But it's a great lesson for us all in don't take trades where you start to see that the market is moving around a strong area of support and resistance. Looks like it could be turning because it's wicked off those upper levels, but it's like it's got to get that momentum as the hours go by to do the turn. So we lost that trade on demo. No shame in that. Let's have a look on HourGlass. And we can see that price is still going up after the half hour, but it's definitely not like that level above 7769. It's not liking that level at all, and we can see now it's just flatlining around that quarter point. Still got the moving average, the 200 down there. It is off the Bollinger Bands with the put. It's a cross down here. Hasn't quite crossed down on the RSI. It's got a blue candle behind. So, and US dollar weakening 49 to 17. Does say buy there. So if you add up the points on the trade, 7 seconds to go. Let's see what it tells us, how many points we'll get. And I'm very wary of that 750 line. So it's giving us another put. We've got red arrow and put for 1. We've got Bollinger Band 2. It's called at 762, which is round about our line of resistance. We had 759 to 769, so it's in the zone. We've got a cross down there, but not a sharp cross down. It's flatlining. So we've only actually got like a 1, 2, 3 point trade at the moment. Yeah, it's just flicked up again. So it's it's just doing its thing. Let's have a look on here. That's on the 5 minute, and and it's saying hidden bull on the 5 minute. So it's carrying on. It is carrying on up. Now, usually when this happens, it can mean that price has somewhere to go. It's crossed this area. Can you see it's kind of clearing it now? It's moved above our daily line. I think that was our day. No, this was our daily line. This is our 1 hourly. So it's breaking the 1 hourly line. Let's have a look on the hourly. Breaking through that 1 hour at the moment. And the open of market, nice strong buy candle on the hourly. So it's pushing up now for the hour and on the 50 minutes. So I'll move to another currency. Let's try something else. There's 778 and it's respected. Look at the ceilings over here. I'm on the 15 minute and it's respected. Someone in the chat, I'll have a look. It's respected that 759 area for an open candle on the 15 minutes. That's definitely going up. And it's clearing that quarter theory. Let's leave it back on the 5 minute. So that is, let me just look at the chat. 20 entry price at 775 and 777. Well done, Paulina. Brilliant. Well done. Yeah, I think, trading should be enjoyable, and it can be enjoyable. And this is what Ken Bremo teaches us if we do our technical analysis. So draw your lines on the daily. He's channel 100. It's the 25th of May. Brilliant video. Both Les and I will be teaching it. If you came on later, and I do appreciate your time, thank you so much for joining. Our time's our most precious commodity. There's a new live session schedule, so we're alternating. So I'm doing Tokyo from tonight every other day, and Les, he will be doing Monday morning London at 10 a.m. UK time. Then I'll do Tuesday London, he'll do Wednesday London, I'll do Thursday London, he'll do Friday, and vice versa for Tokyo. Because otherwise, if we're in Europe, I know there are people on here from the States, but we've got global team. It gets a bit of a killer really to do just that. The Tokyo for us is the night shift, every night of the week. I'm pretty zombied out by the Friday, I have to say. So that's at 787, so strongly going up still. And so even though you've got a put and it might get confusing for you, hopefully the analysis on USD JPY has shown you why the algorithm still chucks out a put, because of the Bollinger Bands. It's like buffering against it. But if you add up the points, you've only got the put and the red arrow. You haven't got anything else in your favor for a because it's not come back to your floor round about here. It's 783 now. But Paulina was in off a very nice strong candle on the half hour, and that's where she's cleared too, because she saw it had cleared that line of resistance, and she listened to the analysis, looked at the currency strength, looked at the moving average, looked at it moving up off the red line, looked at the 200 EMA, and that half hour is that critical point. So look, this is sailing away. As Kenbury says, you can leave this, this trade's a winner all day. You can leave it and go off and boil your beans in the next room. So for the fast finger trader, that was a great trade off the half hour, and it's borne out there by the 54 to 17. But for the strategic trader, you'd want to wait for it to. You'd want all the greens. You want it down at the stochastic green and the RSI green, and you want all your greens to add up, because your floors or your green Bollinger Bands for your buys in a trending market, which we can clearly see here. It still is, even if there's one trend line where you could take it tighter, but you can see now you've got enough touches both sides. That's a solid trend up. So for the next buy, you'd want it back to 766, round about there, 756. I don't know if it's going to come back to there. And this will now carry on up for the hour, probably. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a multi-million-dollar trader. But it didn't really turn, did it, on the half hour? It carried on up. Our trend line's working. So as long as it respects that trend line, you can see the Bollinger Bands now widening and pointing upwards. So our next trade is 41. That was called at 785. Our next trade is going to be the 45-minute. I think I'll stay on and do that on demo as well, because I think that'll be a call. Now, as you know, Kenbury trades the 45-minute. Les and I haven't been, but Kenbury says that works. So I'm going to look for a call at the 45 because of the trend, because of the currency strength, because of the moving average, because of that half-hour candle with a strong push up, and it's cleared quarter theory. So it wants to do, normally price will do a break and a retest back to the quarter theory, because that's such a strong line of what was a ceiling, and then becomes support. So ideally we'd like it back to the 750. Let's look over here, see what the 15-minute is doing. It's at 759, the open, and on the 5-minute, let's see how far back it gets. Now there's 776. Paulina took the previous one, 775. We've got hidden bull. We've got C for a call. But our last line, really, we'd like it back at the 760. And on the 1 minute, it says 783 on TradingView. And we've got a little blue line there. It's 771. So Paulina's correct at 774, 775. Very good entry. So if we get a call back at that 775, I'm going to take it again on demo. HourGlass, still got 2 minutes to go. It's at 778. And on the, let's come over to this one, 778, 783 on this broker. Flatlining quite a lot there. As I said at the beginning, I used to do these Sunday sessions on Forex. I haven't done them before on Cashtrap, so I'm just warming up for the week. So and teaching in a slightly different way because of watching Kenbury with the double blessing strategy. Superb young man, absolutely superb. And again, it's all Cashtraps. He does 3-minute fixed time. Very brilliant instructional video on using your technical analysis like I've done across the time frames so that your ceilings turn into floors. It's the same as support and resistance where we do our up and down sort of heartbeat type lines, that you can be then confident of where to get in. So I just want to see if we can take another trade off this 775. If it says call, then that's what we are going to do, but I'm going to do it on demo. I shall be trading with Les on the Monday morning session. Then he'll be doing Tokyo Monday night, and I will endeavour to go on with him because I like his teaching so much. So 19 seconds to go. So Cashtrap is saying the price is 778. Oh, look, that's a nice little pullback. 776 on TradingView. And we've got 775. So, oh, I was just literally going to press the button then. That moved fast, right? Okay. What price have I got? Oh, that's very odd. Is it giving me a price? Strike price. Oh, yes. Okay. I don't see why it's... Oh, it's because I can't see the one. $10. That's it. So I was in at 776 and I got in that at 45. Just if you get in off the candle close, I just got in at 5 seconds off the candle open. If you look here, that was the candle close down here. So you want to get in just at that. That's what Kenbury teaches. Get in at fast fingers, get in at that candle close. I got in on the open. So a couple of points, and every little point does count on this strategy, on trading Cashtrap, as we know. So we're deep into profit. Got 2 minutes left to go. I expect Paulina took another one there, where it's up at 784. So lovely trade there, and that Paulina showed that you can wait for you can take the same trade twice in effect, with a little bit of the technical analysis and understanding the trend. The trend is your friend. So 1 minute 36 to go. But you know what? I'm glad I haven't done this on a live account because it's a slightly different method of training. There's no rush trading. I don't want to start the week with losses. I don't like to end the week with losses, and I don't like losses in between. So I've made it fun. I felt that this is fun. I thoroughly enjoyed looking at Kendra's videos, and it gives you confidence, doesn't it, to see this kind of technical analysis, and you kind of can make it fun then because you can enjoy looking at the charts, you can enjoy the technical, you can see that your lines are acting as your support and resistance. So 1 minute to go. This is 3 minute fixed time, which you can see up here. So it's decided now that it is going to go right back down. So therefore, it is more of a risky trade. Let's have a look what's happening here. So it did give us a call, 47. Hang on, let me come back and just play this one out. So it's down at 771. Poor, that was quite a dip. 24 seconds to go. We'll see. So this is why strategically Kenbury waits for the green lights. He likes it. It's touch and go. He likes it off those RSI and stochastic, off the Bollinger Bands for the best chance of winning. Go on, just pop up for me. Pop up for me. Pop up. Just pop up. Pop up. Didn't give me the pop up, so it closed exactly at 776 where I got in. It is still respecting that trend line. 48, it's got 1 minute 47 now. I was in a 3 minute fixed trade. Now last week I was trading that as a 5 minute fixed time on pocket option. So, but anyway, we discussed why this was, these are riskier trades. There's there's our line. This is on the 15-minute. And let me just go down to the 1 minute. It's at 774. So it just caught me out. You know, it is moving up. It's wicked off that line. It's at 777. So it just caught me out slightly on my entry. And sometimes that's because one's talking and typing and going over, and I didn't press the button properly on the other one. So it's just, it is dropping now, actually, 775. So this coming up to the new candle. That should give us another call, though. So you might have lost that one. And that's why, you know, it did wick down. There's 769. Yeah, it is another call. It's going blue. 30 seconds to go. And then I'm going to, there it is. It's just popped up there. So it's moved now. So sometimes that happens. It just catches you out. This is the 45. 15 seconds to go. So it just caught me out on that one. So lesson there is maybe it was, it's just one of those things, a bit of timing on the where I pressed the button. It's given us a put 60 to 17. Personally speaking, I would not want to take that put because I'm coming up to the hour. 200 moving average, the currency strength meter, the trend line, you see how it wicked off it. So it's carrying on up for the hour, then it will turn probably, but I would not want to be taking those puts, you know, even with the cross down there and the cross down there, because you've only got 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, you know, you have got a trade there, but you know, it's more risky. It's more risky. Okay. And that open on the, that's the 1 minute. Come back to the 5 minute. So it's pushed up. This is our daily. It's pushed up outside our all our markups now. Let's go to the hourly. That's the previous ceiling. So it's broken that structure up and it's carrying on up. And you see these this was daily. This is hourly. The hourly is very important. So where it closes on this hour, if it wicks right back on the hour, then you know that price, the US dollar will be weakening, and you could start looking at sells. So it's critical what happens at this line on the hour. That was the daily before. The hourly was this line. So it's very critical how far up it goes. I can see a little line there, 802, a weaker line of resistance. So if it wicks off that and falls back, then you know that it's turning. So that's it from me. I do appreciate you spending your time with me today, and I will see you on, there's a session at 10 a.m. UK time, UTC +1, and I will be back on myself on, sorry, I've just got to think about the new schedule. Tuesday morning, 10 a.m., I will be doing London. We're doing a bit of a swap round. So I'm going to say bye for now, and thank you. I hope you found that helpful.